Hi, and welcome to our YouTube channel, Couples Quest.
There comes a time in every gamer's life when you look at your partner and go, wouldn't it be great if I could combine my love of gaming with my love of spending time with my significant other? And sure it would. We are two gamers who love to play games together, but neither of us loves being the background character. And sadly, when you play co-op, most of the time one of you are gonna have to be the background character. So therefore, our quest revolves around the idea and hope that somewhere out there are games that can support and satisfy two main characters.
Now we will take on any game that we can find that fulfills one simple requirement. It has to be playable by at least two people. But we would like your help in our task, so if you know a game that you'd like us to review, please leave a comment. I hope you'll enjoy this journey with us. And may we be successful in our task.
Jody, my job is to study strange events and then try to explain them. Like the things that happen around you, right, Jody?
Today we're reviewing Beyond Two Souls.
It's a game by Quantic Dream, a company that specializes in making interactive movie games, and it's the third game that they've released.
Can you draw him for me? So, this thing is your friend, and he's connected to you with some kind of cord. Is he here right now? You tell him what to do, and it happens.
I don't tell Aiden what to do. No one does. He's like a lion in a cage. We're tied together. He can't go away. That makes him really angry. It's not my fault. I want him to leave too. He can be really scary sometimes.
Did he do that to you?
No. That was the monsters.
So the gameplay of Beyond Two Souls, I guess you could summarize it as a sequence of QuickTime events. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like QuickTime events, but these people make it work, really. I mean, when you're fighting, you sort of have to figure out which direction to turn and stuff like that. And it really lends itself to these sort of scenes which you're invested in, which are immersive. You really sort of start feeling like physicality in it, because sometimes you need to shake your controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's both easier and harder than playing a normal game, because sure, there isn't that many buttons, and you're sort of always told which button to press and how to press it. But it was really in the fighting scenes where you weren't really told. It was either dodge or block. And
Or attack, right?
well, yeah, sure, but the dodge or block was a bit confusing to me. So sometimes I just threw her into a punch because I thought she was gonna block it, but she was trying to dodge it.
What did you think about the graphics in Beyond Two Souls?
I think the graphics were very good. I mean, it's very clear when you switch characters. It's a completely different color scheme, and the cinematic scenes was very beautiful, actually, very dramatic, and I loved the acting and all the explosions and stuff.
I think it must be one of the best looking games on the PlayStation 3, actually. They've done a great job on facial animation, so you can really convey emotions through the
Yeah,
animation.
I can admit to actually starting to cry during gameplay because it was just so emotional.
Can you, without spoiling, tell us a little bit where?
But it was a moment of goodbye.
Okay.
You're surrounded. Come out with your hands up and you will not be harmed.
If they're looking for trouble, that's what they're gonna get. Take care of them, Aiden.
You can't play as Jodie and Aiden at the exact same moment. You are either Aiden or Jodie, which is how it's possible to play this game as a one-person player. And you can't wrestle control over the scene from the character in power at the moment. So if I play as Jodie and I think like maybe there's a hidden secret here, maybe there's something I'm missing, I actually have to push a button that enables Adam to play Aiden and actually go and exploring. And then Aiden can suddenly decide that he wants to go and, you know, strangle people or whatever, and I can actually not stop him because I have given him free hands to do whatever he wants.
It's your own fault that what happened. But that's when you hear that the two players aren't active at the same time, you start thinking, oh wow, that sounds bad. I mean, the two players should be able to play together. Actually, it's not that bad in this case because it's a cinematic movie game. It's as much fun watching it because it's like as if it was a good movie as it is playing it. So I wouldn't say that it's even. I think Jodie gets more screen time, so to say.
But Aiden gets the action.
Yes, Aiden does get the action. So I really didn't mind playing as Aiden to have Jodie in the main seat because once she unleashed me, I felt like liberated and I had so much fun just being, off my leash and just being wild and doing whatever I felt like because you're like, oh, you did those choices I didn't like. Well, now I'm gonna tear into this.
Sometimes I could think of Aiden like a cat.
Oh yeah.
Because what you can actually move around is marked out for you with small, blue, shiny little dots.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how many cat owners there are out there, but when you play with a laser pointer, you have a tendency of maybe having some control over where it's going. And I can sort of go like, ooh, blue dot,
Red dot, nah. Sort of like that.
So
okay.
it's obviously still not a perfect game because one of you are gonna feel a little less awesome than the other one.
I felt pretty awesome to be honest as Aiden. I really enjoyed those moments when they let me do shit and you couldn't stop me. And sometimes I really messed things up for Emily. I mean, I kind of do that. I guess I'm a huge douche of a boyfriend, and I really appreciate that she puts up with me. But I really.
But gaming is supposed to be your chance to, aggravate.
Yeah, so I can be nice in real life.
Precisely.
It's a shame it never happens. So yeah, no, those moments where you get unleashed as Aiden, awesome, really.
Wait for me.
And it's not like this is a rare occasion. It's
No.
like every scene you're in, you're gonna unleash Aiden.
Yeah.
You want only to look around because you want to get a better view of the place. Because Aiden can go through walls and, hover in the ceiling while you stand cowering behind a bookshelf.
I was actually thinking about one thing. So when you're playing as Aiden, you get to be Jodie's protector. You get to witness her setbacks, you get to witness a lot of people being douches to her, I mean physically hurting her, assaulting her. And so you build up a lot of frustration while you're sitting on the couch, you're completely powerless, and bad shit is happening to the main character, the person who you care about. And then, I think that might be deliberate, then you build up this frustration and then unleash And it's just such a nice feeling just going about and venting your frustration by throwing bookshelves at people's heads.
And when you play Island, you're not always sure what you're gonna do when you touch one of these little buttons, because we have had accidents where people have lost lives because stuff.
They only had major burn, damage. They didn't actually die, right?
Oh no, not them. But there have been other occasions.
So you're not always certain. I mean, you get these blue dots, and then you do something with something, and how was I supposed to know that he would roll that candle all the way to the drapes and set the house on fire? But do I regret it? Yeah, no, I don't. I really don't. I mean, they really had it coming. Honestly, just play the game.
Gotta get out of here!
Who did that?
Enough, Ida. I think they got the message. Come on, let's go.
When we started playing Beyond Two Souls, we didn't have 2 PlayStation controllers. We only had 1. And we still could play it because this game has a fun feature that allows you to use your tablet or your smartphone as a controller. So in the first playthrough, I think, was it me that played on the mobile phone?
You always played on the mobile phone. I didn't dare to because I'm just lazy.
Okay. Playing with Aiden via the mobile phone, well, the biggest problem was for some reason it was quite laggy. There was more than 200 milliseconds of delay between what I did on the phone and what happened on the screen. So that might have been a little bit difficult, especially since Aiden gets to do the more physical things, I think.
Couple aspects.
We already touched a little bit upon how we felt this worked for a couple because
none of us were bored.
Oh no! Whoa!
That's the big issue with co-op games, when you end up having to have one main character and a supporting character that just sort of shows up whenever it's convenient for the main character.
Which is the case.
Yes, well, it's not always convenient for the main character in this game.
No, it's not convenient, but it is that you have to. One of the players is in control, and the other one sits on the sofa and watches and makes snarky remarks about your decision.
Yeah, but that's part of gaming too, to make fun of each other or.
Backseat gaming.
Backseat gaming is going like, oh, look over there. No, you missed it. Go back.
I would have done this differently.
And that's why replay mode is available.
Yeah, but it worked really well. Beyond Two Souls works really well because you're never bored. And why is that?
Because it's a cinematic game with a lot of story and emotional, and you get really excited and you want to know what's gonna happen to all of the characters.
You get really invested in the world and the characters and the people and your choices.
It's sort of like watching a favorite TV series. Actually, for me at least, I fell in love with this game. I remember us playing during the evenings, and then all of a sudden go like, oh, we should sort of go to bed because we have work tomorrow. But yes, one more scene. And scenes are sort of long.
Yeah, they are. But the game is split into sort of like chapters, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's not the way you get to introduced to the game is not in chronological order. So you might get to play the game when the main character is old, and then you might get to play her childhood, even birth maybe. So this is one of the games that worked really well for us as a couple, even though it basically goes against what we like, just because it's so well executed, it's so well done in the design and the drama, basically, the so well executed drama. I think the company that does these has a background in cinematography. I think the lead producer or whatever that position is a movie director originally, or at least has some education in that field. For those of you who are returning viewers, we really appreciate you coming in and watching us. And if you liked our videos, just please, press the like button. It really means a lot to us. It sort of shows us that somebody out there is interested in what we're doing. And we're really, not doing this for any other reason than
having fun.
Yeah, having fun and hopefully helping other couples who are also having a difficulty finding games to play together.
It would also mean a lot to us if you would, link us further amongst your friends, like share us on Twitter, on Facebook, or other YouTube channels. I don't know. There is an endless world of possibilities on the internet. Just spread us,
Yeah.
please.
We would really like some comments if you have just anything to add or to suggest, especially if you have any games you would like us to play, or even just like, oh, I watched this, it was cool, or I watched this. Just that you watched it means a lot to us, really. So please leave a comment.